You're listening to Fee's podcast.
Good day, everyone. I am Princess Lovelyn Ashley Aspera, the third-year representative of FIS organization, wholeheartedly and warmly welcoming you to the third episode of FIS podcast. Welcome to FIS podcast. Last month was such a successful month for us, the FIS organization, and for all English major students as well. Despite the very hectic schedule, these English major students still found a way to participate and showcase their talents in our festivities, which was very commendable and outstanding in particular. These past weeks, we've been exposed to different activities and programs as we approach the end of this semester. And it's a winning moment for FIS organization for receiving the first place, the most active organization for this semester. So yeah, hey, congratulations! Okay, this award was, given to us by the recently concluded year-end party that was organized by USSG. And on behalf of the FIS organization, we would like to share with all of you our achievement and success, since it wouldn't be possible if not for your active participation in our activities. So congrats FIS, and thank you English major students. And now, last December 2, FIS successfully launched its second episode, and from that episode, Lian and Charles, together with our very first guest, Mr. Arvin Binamihe, an English teacher at Marciana P. Catolos National High School in Tanay Rizal, pondered on the struggles and challenges of being an English major student, as well as learning the English language itself. Mr. Binamihe laid out some tips on how to be fluent in the English language and some advice for us English major students. Being a beginner in English language has a lot of struggles and problems that you may encounter along the way, and it's pretty normal. As long as you keep on continuing what you started, then eventually it will lead you to the fulfillment of your desired outcome. I too struggle sometimes with the English language, but I just keep in mind that it's part of the process, and making mistakes is actually a key to realizing about something about yourself as you improve your skills. And what I love about the last episode is that Mr. Binamihe effectively enlightened us to the fact that it takes a lot of time to be proficient in something, but all we have to do is to enjoy the process. And the key to getting better and better every day on the field you've chosen is the motivation and desire within you to go further. And lastly, according to him, there's no such thing as a perfect English teacher because we are all flawed individuals. But what matters most is the determination and courage to be the perfect embodiment of what an English teacher should be. And speaking of English teacher, just like this season, this episode is also special. Okay? Why? Because our guests for this month are none other than our ever so lovely, ever so talented, and I heard they are also cute, fellow English major students. Yeah, hey, welcome guys, come here. Join me. So yes, hello and welcome our dear guests. So would you like to introduce yourselves to our dear viewers and listeners? Let's start with you, Miss.
Good day. I'm Hershey Giligan from BSc English 1B, and yeah. So I'm very honored that I'm here.
We are too. Thank you. Next.
My name is Mark Yander A. Miguel. I am a BSc English 4B student, and thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Next.
I'm Justin Joel Francisco from BSc English 2B. Thank you for inviting me here.
And last but not least, my name is King S. Mangilit from BSc English 3B. Thank you so very much for inviting me here. And it's an honor, really.
Yes, we are so honored too that you guys are here also. And yeah, our guests, our dear listeners and viewers are very much excited to learn something from you guys. So, without further ado, I just want to hear what are you up to this day. So, how have you been lately, and what are your plans this holiday vacation? Let's start with you, Miss Hershey.
So regarding this month, I'm doing great, I think. And though we're busy, we're still having fun. Like for example, last week's year-end parties, and it was enjoyable. And at the same time, though, there are some problematic situations happening in your life. There are still some events in your life, especially this month, that can what do you call this? Entertain you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of growing, to be a better person. There are some challenges that will, test your limits as an individual. So next, let's hear from Mr. Miguel. Yes.
Well, so what have I been up to this month? Well, I can show you.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not easy being a fourth year student, but it's been really fun for me, especially since I got to explore the things I love again. Just like Ms. Hershey has mentioned, I actually joined Glee this month, so I'm reliving my passion for music, and I've been really working hard, especially outside of classes. I've been taking jobs so that I can reward myself with a brand new watch. So for going forward, still going on with my studies. Yeah.
Yes, it's very nice of you, Mr. Miguel. And sometimes it's really nice, to give yourself for something that, to yourself that you accomplished a major thing in your life. So now let's hear from Mr. Yastin.
Now, on my part, I think that I pretty much how this month is for me is just enjoying and relaxing because of all the activities that happened in this semester. So I think I'm doing great as it is, but like for me, I think I would be just relaxing with my family because this is the only break that I have with them.
Yeah, I can really relate to you because these past activities are so very overwhelming. But yeah, I think I need to relax also, just like Mr. Justin. And last but not the least, yes, Mr. Mangilit.
Yeah, in the contrary to Mr. Justin's answer, I have never been relaxing these past few days because certain activities are still pending, even though grades are being released. Yes, I'm still catching up. I may be late, but yeah, I'm still doing my best in order for me to accomplish the task. And then with regards to the past month, I'm also a part of the Glee Club. So just like Ms. Kailikan and Mr. Miguel is, and we've been really enjoying the activities that was being done by the Glee Club. So all in all, the Glee Club and the past month has been very eventful for me. The past days have been very stressful, but yeah. So far, so good.
Yes. You know what, guys? Our guests here are not just an ordinary student because, our guests are so very talented. Yeah, they are part of Glee Club. They are so very, very talented. That's, one thing for sure. And now, yes, so I prepared here some questions, and I know that you are ready and prepared also to answer them all. So, I know that this SEM was not easy for all of us because it is, after how many years, it is our first time again to do face-to-face learning. Yeah. So, my first question is, how did you cope with the transition from online to face-to-face class? What adjustments did you make? Let's start with you, Miss Hershey.
Regarding with how I cope with the transition from online to face-to-face classes, especially this October 17, nothing actually, because it felt like when I was in grade 10 kasi I was not really that active, though I can feel the presence of face-to-face, and when October came, yeah, nothing really changed. I mean, the only thing that changes are my classmates, myself, especially since I've proven myself that I did develop, and yeah, nothing. It's just that the only thing that happened, or the only thing that I'm really grateful to the coping that happened to me is new classmates, new friends, new people, and the personality that I have right now is really different from how I was back then.
Yes. So you mean to say that there's no, you did not make such adjustments since you feel much comfortable in this new, learning process.
Yes, and honestly, I had a problem regarding my teeth, so my confidence back then was not really,
That great, yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
It's
and
more personal.
yeah, and when senior high comes online, I'm adjusting, I'm developing a bit since my confidence is growing or improving, and when face to face happened, that's where I did decide na to improve myself more to become a more friendly person or an individual to especially more of my friends kasi other years and most of my friends naman in first year are my classmates lang, so yeah.
Yes, but looking at you now, Mom Hershey, I can really see and feel your aura. You really
you.
improve so much. Yes, thank you, Miss Hershey. How about you, Mr. Miguel?
You want confidence, you want braces. Just get braces, so you get more confident. Well, I think I can bring a different perspective from this question because I think unlike most of the people here on the table, I actually got to spend my first year doing face-to-face classes. So for me, the transition, well, the biggest change was I didn't really feel the necessity of or the importance of actually being in the classroom, especially now in the college level, because when I was starting out during my first years, it was really engaging to be in the classroom and just talking to your professors, because the way they handle you is like really, really professional, and you are really forced to keep up with that kind of level.
Yes.
So I think that was kind of lost in the transition from to online classes, because you don't really feel the necessity to actually go there or be there because it's just online. But it really is necessary for you to be there, but the feeling was very different for me. Although me personally transitioning into having to do my classes online wasn't really much of a big deal because I was already exposed to the internet for a long time. So the aspect of learning, that was very, very unusual for me. I was really good with my studying for first year, and then when second year came and we started doing online classes, I didn't really feel like I had to give much effort like I did back then. So that did reflect on my grades afterwards. So yeah, don't make it much of a big deal because your grades are going to suffer. But you just have to enjoy what you're doing, like even if it's a different environment from what you're used to. You just have to find that alpha mindset of yours and just grind it out.
Yes.
You know. So that it wasn't that hard for me at first, but it was really off-putting for a while. You see, like just a few weeks ago, we were like doing physical education. We were dancing all around the court. Then just a few weeks later, we find out that some Chinese guys just decided to eat a bat and basically spread the virus all over the world.
And then,
I don't want to be racist or anything, but you know, come on, man. Bats, really? You're that hungry? Yeah, so it's really strange at first, but now that I've actually acclimated to it and that we're back on face-to-face classes, it's a really good feeling. I really started enjoying my studies again. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's really nice hearing from Mr. Miguel that he's enjoying the every situation he's in. And now let's hear from Mr. Justin.
Now, speaking of enjoying, I really enjoyed online class by
Yeah.
skipping it.
Whoa, 180, man, 180.
okay.
No,
settle down.
I didn't skip all of it though. But I recently found a job, so I'm earning money from
That's
it. So
Okay.
there comes a time where I have to choose. Like, man, do I have to earn money or do I have to continue the class? Now, what you said earlier was I totally agree with that because half the time I'm gonna go to the online class and then I'm gonna play the game, earn money, and then rest for the day. That's what I did. Now, in terms of the transition, I don't think that I transitioned, to be honest. I feel like more of like prepared and revert to the face-to-face class experiences that I had. And then the reason why I said prepared is like now I'm from Cardona, Rizal. Now I have to travel like 40 minutes and then go to Tanay, wait for another 10 minutes because the tricycle doesn't want to have like one passenger. So I'm gonna have to wait for 10 minutes.
Those guys are too cheap.
And then I have to be here at like 7:30. So I'm not saying like 50-50, I'm always late, I'm present. So that's what happened.
So what time do you
So,
get up?
Like maybe 5. I have to
I can't do that.
Like,
I can't do that, man.
I have to get up at like 5 and then prepare. So that's what happened in the preparation that I did. Now, in terms of the adjustments that I make, except from the time, like I was really like rusty from face-to-face class.
Yes.
Because how long has it been? It's been like 3 to 4 years.
3-4 years.
Yeah. So I wasn't used to the activities, assignments, projects given to me in a certain amount of deadline, and it all like ends up in the same day. So I'm looking at the notes and like bro, Friday, like all of them are like deadline on Friday. So I find it really hard.
It was a really big deal for us, especially when you were in third year. Like, you had to do 4 different activities for each subject.
For one subject!
For one subject, you had to pass that on Friday.
Very relatable.
See?
Like different varieties. Like we have to dance, we have to sing, we have to make
Oh my God.
play, essay, like everything.
Why do I feel like I have to be
We're like
scared?
artists.
Same.
You will.
We're not even in the best part yet.
Wow.
Come on now.
You're
Just
just
enjoy the
starting.
process.
Come on.
Really breaking and scratching the surface.
You know, his time of waking up one day will be your time of sleeping.
Yes, I mean,
What kind of sleep?
sleeplessness.
Well, like for me, I had to sleep 5 a.m. and then I woke up at 6. I had to prepare for 7, then I had to get here by 7:30.
Yes.
So I only had an hour of sleep at least.
So what is sleep basically?
Yeah, we need sleep. Sleep is for the weak. Come on.
So what's nice about online class is that we get to do other things aside from learning. We get to earn money, which is very essential for us. And I'm kind of scared now.
Very intimidated by stories.
I repeat, you will.
Right now I'm contemplating if
It's imminent.
I'm taking the right path.
Oh no, you are.
Yes, I am, I guess. So, let's hear from
It's
Mr.
just a glass road,
Yes.
actually.
Yes, I think my answer is going to be very different from others. Mr. Justin here basically is liking online classes. Mr. Miguel here doesn't basically sleep. But both of that, I am in the contrary. Yes, I hate online classes because I am a very social person. You know, my charisma, my aura, my pizzazz basically comes from interacting with other people. That's why, for my friends as well, I get to meet my friends only in school. So basically, when the online classes started, I can't see my friends because of the pandemic, because of the quarantine BS that we're experiencing back then. So I was very lonely. And what I did basically most of the time is sleep. Unlike Mr. Justin here, he was very very concerned on the deadlines.
Yeah.
My friends and my classmates knows this, that I really was not faced by the deadlines that was set. I passed my assignments whenever I feel like it. My cutoff in terms of messaging my classmates and replying to texts are like 7 to 8 p.m. By 8, by 9, I was asleep. Even if it's the deadline, that night I was already in bed. I took care of my health. I like doing fitness and stuff. That's why I don't really stay up late, and I can't really stay up late. That's what I did during the pandemic. But the adjustment really is the time. Basically, when I was in our house during the online classes, I can do other stuff. I can cook for my family. I can take care of my family. But now I can't do that. That's why I'm also waking up early. That's why I'm sleeping early as well. Because I can't function on a very little sleep. I cook for my family before I go. I take care of my mom, all of that stuff. And you know what? When during online classes, I was the guy that's always wishing that, oh my God, please let this be the date that we're going to the campus already, because I'm excited to see my friends. You know, very short moments of acquaintances with my friends are there, of course, present, of course, but you know, it's very, very little. We've met before. We shot a short film for our subject. That's very enjoyable.
Which subject was that?
I'm very EL 107.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
EL 107.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's a short film that we did. It's very enjoyable. So, when in terms of me being in an online class, I was not really adjusting to my classmates because I've known them already. They've become my friends eventually. Yeah, all in all, I basically enjoy being in the campus, and I'm looking forward to continuing this. Knock on wood, there's no other foreign people that eats bats again.
Yes,
Let's see. There's
explain
the
more.
issue
Yeah.
about the monkeys and
Oh my God, no more, please.
Okay. So for Mr. Mangilit, sleep is more important than
Yes.
anything else, and you know, I kind of agree to that. So for the next question, if there is one thing that you can associate with how this semester went for you, what is it and why? Let's start with you, Miss
Me again.
Hershia.
Okay, so that one thing that I can associate with how the semester flows, maybe a clock. So for example, it's 7, then you're enjoying something, then you just saw the clock, or you just saw the time, like, oh my God, it's already 11, or it's already 10. It just happened so fast. So this I made how this semester happened. So the way you enjoy things, the way how you see things problematic, the time will just flow. Nothing will stop, nothing will change. It will just flow. It depends on your destiny. It depends on your destiny. So, yeah. But at the same time, if you're just monitoring how the clock just tick-tocks, and you just want to make the time stop, or you just want to do something, but you're just waiting for that certain time, or that particular time, it slows.
Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
kind of weird. And at the same time, if we're going to associate it with how the semester flowed then, the way how you try to wait for that certain event. So for example is yung Christmas party or the year-end party. I'm waiting for that to happen and it feels so slow. But at the same time, when the college Christmas year-end party and the USSG year-end party happened, I was so grateful. Like, oh my God, the waiting is worth it. And I was like, oh my God, it was an amazing feeling because other than having the fun for yourself, you're also having fun too with the other students in different years and colleges.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So clock it is. That's impressive. Yes. Next, Mr. Bigal.
Well, for me, this semester was basically like a roller coaster. So there was really a lot of highs and lows. These past months, I'll start off with what I just showed earlier. There's a lot of things that are required of us, especially after going through observation and assistantship. And then there's the other subjects that require more things. Like just a few months ago, a few weeks ago, I just finished editing a 30-minute film for the Rizal subject.
Oh my God, yes.
I had to edit that for almost 2 weeks straight. So that was another low part of my semester. Like, I had to sacrifice my sleep for that just so that I could have time for other subjects the next morning. But then when the observation and assistantship came around, it was a really fun experience because I actually got to be in the environment that I would be in for my chosen profession. And it was really fun interacting with the different students and the teachers. Like, I got to feel what it's like being a teacher. Although most of the time I was in the back seat, backseat gaming. Like, I was just listening to the students and how the teacher conducted discussions, and it really gave me a good insight into what I got myself into. Like, I think I could give an advice here, like for the lower years, like right now you might not be feeling what you're doing, but when you get on the field, it's a really gratifying feeling. Like it's really rewarding being a teacher, and especially after I got to basically be a mediator in a debate in a classroom for 12 years, grade 12 students. So that was really fun. And then another low would be the paperwork that came with observation.
Yes.
Like what I just showed, it's 2 portfolios, 50 pages each. I had to print each and every one. I had to answer each paper. Like I spent 2 to 3 weeks answering all of that just so I could finish that today. And still, some things are still not finished with it. So after this one, I have to do that. And then another high is like what Miss Hershey has mentioned, the Christmas party and the year end. Like I really got to relax. It was a time for me like I could forget all the things that I was required of, and just be around people I like. I grew to appreciate the people I study with even more. And then I got to join a club, although it was really late notice for them. Like I enjoyed exploring my love for music again and just playing in front of other people. Like I used to do that for a living when I was younger. I would play in bands and just sometimes I wouldn't get even paid in money. I would get paid with like, snacks or just even a cup of beer was enough. See. But then I had to stop that for college, and then now I get to do that again as for organizations. And yeah, there's really a lot of highs and lows for this semester, but right now I think I'm at the peak, and we'll see if it goes downwards or it just goes up from here.
Yeah. So for Mr. Miguel, it's a roller coaster. How about you, Mr. Justin?
Now, I would actually like to thank you for motivating the lower ones, like freshmen and 2B, like us, the second year. Now, if I would associate it with a thing, I would probably describe it like as a diamond. Now, diamonds are formed under pressure.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's very good.
Now,
Very, very true.
we're like in the whole semester we're like getting cooked, we're like getting steamed by activities, by projects, by assignments, same deadline every time. The professors really brought the heat to us, but then for me it was like a benefit because like we might be rusty. I can say my class 2B, we might be rusty because we weren't really prepared. Like we even come to the professor and like ask for a different deadline. We did that, and it was such a pressure. But for me, though, I really love the pressure. I love pressure. When the heat like is on me, I want to stand out. I really like that.
You come out stronger after.
Yes, I would like to thank you for that. Now, the reason why I said that it is a diamond because of the what do you call that?
No, basically, yeah. Mr. Justin says that we are like diamonds here, and there's this certain guy that I watch religiously that continuously stated this phrase: "Pressure is a privilege," because you're not gonna get pressured if you are not inside an institution that gives you pressure. Because you're in this institution, you're continuously being pressured because you're continuously being there.
Yeah.
You're not evicted.
And they're
you're
just
not
trying to bring out the best in you.
Yes, you're just basically being sharpened.
And like online class was also like the most comfiest for me, so I wasn't really improving. I think I wasn't improving, but when the face-to-face class arrived, it was a different feeling for me. Like I gained confidence, my social skills were back. Like I am able to like grow more as a person.
Yes, so Diamond, just like Diamond, we future English teachers are like Diamond because we're indestructible. And you know, I can say
I doubt
that with the pressure thingy, I can say that we're inside a pressure cooker. And
Shout out to idiots. Yes. This is not college, sir. This is pressure cooker.
yeah, so yeah, how about you?
Well,
Mr.
we're basically
Miguel?
in Dean's office, so it's really a pressure cooker, although we have an air conditioner. Like Dean's just listening from the room.
Very ballsy on our part.
Something I didn't mention lesson plan.
No, No, that's a death sentence, man. That's a death sentence for you.
Especially the detailed one. I mean,
I was gonna go into details on how the activities were made.
Oh, no. We're all in agreement here.
I don't know
Yes.
where they
Doing
get
detailed lesson
confidence
plans
by all
are
your problems,
so much of a pain.
yes. Yeah.
Chill out. We're scaring the first year.
Oh my god, yes, they still haven't encountered
Yeah.
doing one. But yeah, it's really enjoyable once you get
Yeah.
there, after you finish.
When you get the
It's
hang
really
of it, it's
rewarding.
going to be natural to you. Like
Yes.
doing lesson plans won't even be a hard thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What's the hardest part about it is like being unique with how you
Yes.
approach it.
You just basically your creativity will shine through on how you're going to execute your class lessons.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of associating this semester with stuff or with concepts, Ms. Galican's a clock, Mr. Miguel's it's your roller coaster, and Mr. Justin here is a diamond. But for me, I think this semester is a fairy tale. For
Oh,
me.
wow, I
This
love
is a
that.
fairy tale for me. I don't want to get too poetic and dramatic here, but yeah, I mean, but like what I mentioned earlier,
You have
it's a
to.
socialization skill
Yeah.
that I missed during the pandemic, but now is already back. And my MC gigs, I'm always getting called upon as the master of ceremony through countless. I think 7 events now I've hosted since the semester began.
I've watched most of those.
Yeah, but I wasn't really doing hosting before. Yeah, thanks to a certain individual, certain professor, he pushed me to, hey King, you can do it. So that's why when I'm hosting, when I'm commanding everyone inside the event, I was really living this dream that yes, I can make them do whatever I say to them. Like when I demanded for their participation, they're there. They're always supporting. So it's a fairy tale, and certain stuff that happens to me, like privately, is very amazing as well. I'm very happy this semester. Again, socialization skills are back, which I truly love the most. I shine through consuming energy with other people. If you have good vibes, I can return the vibes immediately. But if you are off-putting to me, I mean, that's just not
You're
so.
not gonna get anything.
Yes, you're not gonna get anything out of me.
I'm a wall.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm very open when you are open to me. So
Yeah.
that's basic a fairy tale it is for this semester.
It's nice having connection with people.
Yes, I mean
You have to
talking.
develop that as a trait since you're a teacher.
Yes, very sociable. You need to be that.
So fairy tale, just like fairy tale, I bet this semester is like so majestic
Yeah.
and enchanting for all of us. And you guys are so creative that you came up with that kind of comparison to this semester. And that's one thing about being an English teacher. We need to be creative,
Yes.
of course. So now down to our last question. What part of these activities from last month did you enjoy the most and why? Again, let's start with you, Ms. Rishi.
So one of these activities that I really did enjoy is the smart talking. We've been talking earlier, and ayun, smart talking. Kasi after that, before that, I've experienced answering a Q&A portion, and I don't want to mention it. And at the
Please
same time-
elaborate.
Very humble.
Very humble.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a particular pageant.
Elaborate more. Let's feel it.
I don't want to specify.
I mean, our viewers would technically be able to gather what you're pointing at.
Yeah, and our president.
She's basically a beauty queen.
Yes,
If you
guys.
haven't noticed, just by her appearance,
Yes.
she's pretty, okay?
We're in the presence
Although
of
she's not available, no.
beauty and brains.
We won't allow it, no.
So yeah, and after that, our president, you know who? So our BSc English president is Charles Bautista. I'm already mentioning you. Watch
Hello,
this.
sir.
So yeah, he mentioned that I should participate kasi I already have the confidence. I already have the confidence to answer questions without any practice. Just knowing the questions, then on the spot, on answering it. So yeah, fortunately I was in second place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Hershey.
So yeah, once again, the feast activity that I really did enjoy is the smart talking, because other than the Q&A portion that I mentioned earlier, is I did gain the confidence back to talk, because I was not really that confident regarding how I talk to other people, especially using our universal language, which is English. And after that, one of our professors here in BSc English acknowledged my skills, or yeah, the way how I talk. He liked it, and I did represent your SP in Morong, particularly or specifically pala. It's an extemporaneous speech. He was supposed to represent, but he was not. So
I'm sorry, everyone.
so I was the second choice.
I'm still sleeping.
But yeah, I was honored. But I was honored. So it was a great opportunity. So the smart talking really did add up to my confidence.
Yes. That's very nice, Miss Hershey. How about you, Mr. Miguel?
Well, first of all, I have a confession to make. So, other than this one, I think I've only been in one activity of Pius, and it was the one where it was asked why it's important to teach like social studies or something like that. Yeah, that I really enjoyed that one because it was unexpected for me because I just got home from work that day, and so I slept for a few minutes, and then my classmate messaged me like, "Hey, you should join me, or you're going to be a representative for this." Like, what? Okay.
You're caught off guard, basically.
I got caught off guard, and then a few hours later that it was going to start, or the next day it was starting. So I got in there, gave my answer, didn't really elaborate, just answered, didn't elaborate, leave. So yeah, so I wasn't that excited, but I really enjoyed it because I got to interact with the organization and the other contestants as well. But I think that changed now because yeah, as you can see, I was invited here, so I think this is probably my most favorite activity from them. It's it's a really refreshing activity, especially for me as an older student. Wow, I don't really like I don't really like calling myself an older student, but yeah, back then there wasn't really much of an activity that the other organizations in Feast offered. So this one is a breath of fresh air, and I really like it, and I think this is my most favorite one so far.
Yes, and you redeemed yourself in terms of not elaborating your answer.
Yeah, I got to
Right now,
elaborate this
you're
time.
elaborating everything.
I'm elaborating everything.
That's amazing.
So, Mr. Miguel, are you enjoying so far this podcast?
Yeah, especially there's free food.
Yes.
Because of the free food. For the people who can't see it, there's free food behind the camera.
Always,
Yes.
always.
Yeah. So, thank you, Mr. Miguel. How about you, Mr. Yasmin?
Now, I didn't really participate in any, but I was a spectator, so yeah,
Yeah.
same as him. I really supported my my class in there. So, but like what he said, this is my first time, and I really enjoy this. But like one of my classmates mentioning Shanmei Librea, I think
yes.
is a member of FIZ, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think she was the host back then.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's for a smart talking contest.
Yeah.
First episode,
Yeah.
and she's the.
She was the one pushing me to join the Smart Talking, but I was supposed to be the one who's gonna represent 2B, but then I was in an appointment, so I didn't get to. But then I was like, she was also like pushing me to join FIZ because she wanted me to be one of the like host in the podcast.
Yes.
So she was the one who was always pursuing, and then I watched the podcast, those two episodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and I kind of liked it, and now I volunteered in joining it.
No, I wanted to ask.
That's amazing.
Can I just say something? Like
Yeah.
when I was in first year, there was only 2 years for BSc English. There was just us, the first years, and then the second year. So there wasn't any third year or fourth year back then for this specific major. But now that I have to say it again, since I'm the oldest here, I'm really proud to see that there's a lot of bright students that came into this course, and it's really, I'm very proud of the younger students, especially all of you guys here. Because
What are you
really,
in?
Please don't make me say it. Please don't make me say it.
And
don't like saying it.
I mean, the growth is undeniable at this point.
And the power that this course now holds is really surprising, and it makes us very, very proud. We've come a long far as English majors.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Justin. How about you, Mr. Manili?
I think I'm going to be again choosing a different answer from both of you guys. Even though I enjoyed the smart talking contest, and as Ms. Gailican mentioned earlier, I won that event. Mr. Mark is the third placer. Ms. Hershey is the second, and thankfully I've won that. That's another. Again, another one for my achievements, for short list of achievements. But
It's growing.
yes, hopefully in the near future. But what I enjoyed actually the most is the meme making contest.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I was wondering, and I was asking myself why some of you guys didn't even mention the meme making contest.
I didn't participate. To be
Yes,
honest.
but
I was sleeping.
I was enjoying this.
yes, I think I'm
Just
gonna give two answers. The most enjoyable for me that I've participated in is the smart talking contest. Obviously, because that's the only thing I've
Because you won.
participated in.
You won,
Yes,
yes.
Yeah.
and we're back. Just like I was saying earlier, the most favorite event for me as a spectator is the meme making contest. Again, I was going to elaborate on the fact that the baby used as the meme template, Baby Scarlet, I think is the name of the kid. Credits to her and to her parents. But that kid is very memeable. Yeah, her appearance
Memeable
is
face.
very, very captivating to say the least. Yes. And the countless of memes that was produced by BSE English majors are very, very humorous. You don't typically see the education majors express themselves because of the pressure, again, of the course. But this avenue allowed them to express their humor in a
Also,
different
Yes,
a lot of
they're
the
so
jokes were
witty.
very intellectual.
Have you seen the lesson plan? The meme?
Anak, medyo naguluhan ako.
Even the dean commented on
Yes.
Yes, I think that was
Dying.
the dean's favorite.
Yeah.
Because she's the one checking the lesson plans.
And that, I think that was the only one that she commented.
Yes, and
Diba?
a funny story about that, when we are a sophomore student, we are passing our lesson plan in person. Yes, it was a tangible object that you need to write, obviously. And then the dean was really videoing herself, recording herself, checking our lesson plans, and it's a disaster to say the least. But
It's a record of who's going to fail.
Yes, it's a learning curve for each and every one of us in our class. That hey, obviously we're not that great up with this avenue yet. We need to further hone our skills in creating a lesson plan. And yeah, even though it's not really applied nowadays, it's still a necessary and skill that is very valuable for us future teachers to
Yeah,
have.
because when you start to tackle lesson planning, that's when you start to feel like, oh,
Yes.
I'm taking teaching as a profession.
Yes, I'm going to be a teacher now. You're going to feel official with
First year
teachers
feels
and that.
like you're still in senior high school, to be honest.
It's because of the courses that was laid
Yeah,
out. It
the
was like
history,
major
ethics.
courses.
Well, it didn't really feel like a college thing.
Yes. Basically, it's the second semester to sophomore years is when you're going to be slapped. And
Really
by the
hard,
reality,
yes,
like,
really
hey,
That's the real sudden transition.
yes, hey, you're taking an education course. Hey, wake up like that.
I don't even want to talk about world history. Lesson planning.
Here you go.
Yeah, so thank you, Mr. Mangilit, and I do really appreciate that you enjoyed greatly our,
Yes.
activities, and I hope that next year there are more activities to,
Yes.
I won't be here anymore, but I will
Oh.
spectate.
Yes.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, are you guys excited to our next part? And do you know what it is?
No.
Do you have any idea?
I have no
Well,
idea.
now we're going to the most exciting part.
The most exciting
Since
part.
it's a special episode, and we're going, it's a special episode, and we're having such a special guest. We're playing an exciting game called Never Have I Ever. Yay!
Never Have I
Never Have I Ever. So the mechanics of this game if you've never played the game before, or maybe just need, a little pressure on how to play it, the rules for Never Have I Ever are pretty simple. So I will mention a situation about this semester and a little bit about Christmas, since this is a holiday season that you probably never, done before. But if you have done that thing before, then you must fold your finger like that. So there are 10 situations.
Put finger down for each.
Yes,
Yeah,
finger down
yeah.
for each situation.
There are
that you
10
encounter.
situations to be stated, and the person with the fewest number of the folded fingers wins a gift.
Wow.
So let's start. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
go.
I am ready too. So
Put your fingers up, guys.
And face the
Oh
camera.
God, I didn't
Face
cut
the
my
camera.
I didn't cut my nails. I'm very very sorry.
That's okay. So, never have I ever completed an 8-hour sleep this semester. Oh, I guess you are all guilty. Next, never have I ever did something super embarrassing in class. No. Next, never have I ever failed an exam. Oh. Next, never have I ever slept in online class.
Wow, you're really going far
Okay,
here.
next, never have I ever bought a gift for someone special.
Ay, just recently.
Then next, never have I ever eaten while the teacher is discussing. Okay, next, never have I ever been late to class. Okay, never have I ever forgotten about the test and studied the period before.
We're not
Okay,
even studying
down.
for the test.
Okay, second to the last, never have I ever did a caroling in our neighborhood before. And for our last
I don't believe
situation, never have I ever had a crush on one of our blackmates or profs.
Well,
Why are you like that?
Guilty! Guilty as charged! Guilty as charged!
So let's
But
see.
it's either the classmate or the
The
professor. I mean, you
wait,
guys.
is it alright if it's not a classmate but from a lower year?
Let's go!
Okay, so let's see how many fingers you have.
I still have 4 remaining.
5. So I guess our winner is Mr. Yasmin.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Good Boy.
So you receive your award after this.
Yes.
Yeah. So everything has an end, and sadly we're now coming to the end of this podcast. But nevertheless, I enjoyed the things you guys shared with me, and I hope you did too. So, is there anything you want to say? A shout out? Yeah. Let's start with you. Yes.
So, shout out.
Shout out.
Shower out.
So, yeah, my classmates, my friends. In my first year kasi, they're the only friends, first year friends that I have. And to my other friends in different years, hi. So, to my Glee fam, the student council po E, and the Banaag, hi.
Okay.
Yes.
For me, I think I want to shout out, first of all, the Glee Club for letting me
Yes.
join, despite the last moment notice. Another is my classmates from BSc English 4B. It's just a few months, guys. Kaya na yan.
Yes. Hold on, everyone.
To my favorite lower year students, good luck sa inyo. And I hope you do well in this career and hope to see you in the field someday. I won't say your name, but good luck sa Sunday and your PK. And yun lang.
Now I have a list, but I don't wanna.
Yes.
But I don't wanna mention all. So shout out to 2B. Shout out to my team Deserve. Arcel Escalito, Camille,
Hey.
Cindy. Also shout out and happy birthday to Bernadette Magdaong. It's her birthday today.
Yes, happy birthday.
And shout out to
birthday.
the rest of the people who's gonna watch this.
Okay.
We hope you enjoy.
First of
Hope
all,
you enjoy.
I would like to give a shout out to the fees organization because none of this will be even possible
Yes.
if they haven't even given us a chance in this platform to speak out. And of course, to my blog, shout out to you guys, to my parents. I feel like I'm going to a fight. I'm not going to boxing, guys. Okay, but yeah, specifically in our blog, The Culto, Leanne, Marl, Layla, DJ, Mami Wilms, Allen, Jade, Jerome, Maxine, and whoever, who is that? Darlene, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, the Kulto, the block, my parents for allowing me to do this. Thank you so very much. I would like to shout out Dean Fulgado as well. Mom, shout out to you for letting us use this office for this recording. And for the puto as well. Thank you so
Yes.
very much. Yes, I can already feel it's going to be delicious. And I would like to give a shout
That's
out
what
for
we're gonna do
myself.
after this one.
Because I'm not the late comer of this podcast. And
It's delicious because it's free.
yes,
Yeah.
it's always delicious
Yeah.
because it's free. It's always free food that's the most delicious. Okay, and yeah, that's my shout out. And to all the people that really see something in me, thank you so very much, guys.
You better watch and comment or I'm gonna follow you home.
So there you have it. Truly a very special episode for a very special month. A lot of learnings and good loves have penetrated our hearts and minds. This is such a fun and meaningful episode we've created. So thank you English majors for staying with us.
Thank you
And
for having us.
super thanks
Thank you.
also to our guests
Yes.
who lent their time to share their knowledge with us. And special thanks to our ever so supportive advisor, Dean Fulgado, for allowing us to use this her office for our recording, place for this episode. And shout out to Marl and Leanne, our president and vice president. They really are hardworking. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. This has been Princess Lovelyn Ashley Aspera, the third year representative of this organization. See you next episode and happy holidays.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays, everyone.